right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Elevating with Marcia and Mike. I'm your host, Marcia Hawkins, along with Mike Athis today, and we're going to be talking about how you can incorporate DOGE into your own business. Welcome aboard, Mike.
Hey Marcia, how you doing?
Good, good. I mean, I know this whole DOGE thing is, the government efficiency is controversial for some. Quite frankly, I don't understand it. I can't imagine anybody not wanting to run their household, their business, their finances, their portfolios with more efficiency, but here we are. So,
I'm very amused by the whole thing. It's like you want to cut out some ridiculous spending. That's a good idea. Let's go with that. But I certainly understand there's political ramifications that happen there as well. So
I'm willing to take one for the team on this. I really don't need to know about transgender monkeys and wherever.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't need it, don't want it, don't care about it. All I know, and this is an astounding factoid, that it cost me $4,000 just to get my taxes done.
yeah, that's crazy.
And that's not including the bill I had to pay at the end of the year. One could say, well, if you paid it, you made it, but the fact still remains. And I know I'm going off in a different uh, direction with this, and I will digress and pull it back. I promise you, but I will say this: I find it ironic that people are in an uproar over this. So, with that said, you and I, with our consulting business and through the power of podcasting, we'd love to reach out to potential clients this way because it's an informal way of people understanding what we do.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we do is we look for ways to help a company incorporate DOGE into their business. And it's surprising how many business owners don't even have the time to do that. So let's talk about that a little bit, Mike. How can some companies realistically improve their bottom line?
It's funny. I mean, and I've actually it's Thursday of this week, and it's been a short week because we had President's Day at the beginning of the week. But this week so far, we've had three different businesses that I've worked with that are going to end up saving a substantial amount of money by just having a conversation with us. And so we do what I brand or what I call as payroll optimization.
Mhm.
Um, and what I mean by that is let's not change payroll companies or anything like that, and anything on the extreme, but let's look and make sure that it's your payroll is running as efficiently as possible. And so we through some of our partners, we have some platforms that are able to increase the not only the benefits that are offered to the employees, provide more benefits, but it's kind of a win-win-win. The employees are going to get access to a lot of virtual primary care, virtual urgent care, prescription benefits, financial coaching, things of that matter, all at zero net cost. There is a cost for everything. Everything costs something, but at
Mhm.
zero net cost for the business. But the business on the back end is going to receive about $800 back. Or they're going to save about $800 in payroll on an annual basis per employee. And so when you start looking at these companies, and not everybody qualifies, and you have to be a company over about 25 employees just to even be on the bottom level of us being able to help. But I was talking with the company yesterday out of Maryland, for example, that they have 160 employees. I believe about 85-90% of those employees are going to qualify for our program, and they're going to save, I mean, a substantial amount of money, at least $100,000, if not probably closer to about $125,000 a year. And so when you look at that type of savings, that helps boost the bottom line numbers, and that helps boost your EBITDA. If you're a business owner looking to sell, or looking to get a valuation of your company, why wouldn't you want to maximize every part of your business for efficiency? And that's what our programs are meant to do. So we have a lot of great tips and tricks to implement into your payroll for savings and benefits, and all of it's no net cost. I mean, it's designed so that it's going to save you money, not cost you money, and it's also not a strain on HR or anything else like that too. I'm trying to think of the major objections of like the HR people that don't want to implement this, and at the end of the day, our programs, once they're set up and we take care of all of that, once they're set up, it takes about 5 minutes extra every payroll run to see that type of savings, which is pretty massive. So
Well, the elephant in the room is, our experiences when we try to go through HR to explain it to them, they're like, they don't want to do it. It's more
yeah,
work. But if you were a smart HR person, realistically, and you have 100 employees that qualify for this plan, that's going to save the company on average, could be more, could be less, about $80,000 a year.
exactly.
Now, if I would put, if I were in HR and you called me and, pitched this to me, most likely I would look at it and go, I'm going to go to my boss and tell him, hey, look, I can save you 80 grand. I mean,
Sure.
self-serving for me. I would look like a rock star to my boss. And, but, going back to what we've done on previous shows, I don't know why people are so resistant to change. I think part of it is if it's work on their part, they don't want to do it, which is ridiculous because that's what you're paid for. But I think if we can get some people over the hurdle on that, in terms of recognizing that it really isn't a whole lot of work on their part, but the substantial savings that the company is going to recognize, the savings that the employee is going to recognize, and then there's benefits for everybody.
Yeah.
Before we went on air, we were talking about it, and I asked you, we should probably get the stat together on, what the retention is, how many people, what is the attrition on this, and there's zero in 6 years, zero people that
Yeah.
sign up for this stay with it.
Yeah,
What's the bad
the
news?
company that we use to administer this has been in business for the last 6 years, and 100% of their clients are on the books, which is unbelievable. I mean, I don't
Unheard of, actually.
in my insurance business, I look at it. If I'm 13, 14 months in, I want to see about 87% of the policies that we write stay on the books. Like that,
Mhm.
that's the number that I'm striving for, about 87, 88%. You look at 6 years out and you have everything still on the books, that means you're doing something right. So
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's just kind of, I think the whole country's in this, vacuum right now of transition, and some of the changes are coming at breakneck speed, which in my yay yay yay, I'm happy about it. I know some
let's
people are
go.
getting whiplash from it,
Yeah,
but I am not one of them, and I really do believe that I don't know of any company that would not want to improve their bottom line and give benefits back to their employees. You're only as good as your employees. If your employees are happy, things are going to be moving along. And there are some requirements on it. Like you said, financially doesn't work for companies, say under 30 employees. You really have to have 25 minimum,
yeah.
qualifying for it. But imagine, if you're a company with 1,000 employees, I mean, look at what that savings would look. That's a lot of money,
A
a
lot.
lot of money.
Yeah. Well, and I look at it. It's funny. Like I'm talking with a nonprofit next week, and that's 1,200 employees, and so those not for profits, it all boils down to funding. And so if we can make sure that they have extra cash flow within that company, that's a great thing. That's going to keep the doors open compared to if budgets are getting slashed, you got to go somewhere else to find that savings. And so some of the things that we have to offer, again, don't cost anything, zero net cost, or no net cost to the business owner, but really can put that business in a much better financial situation than where
Yeah.
they're right now.
Yeah, we
So
also offer marketing services. Imagine being able to take some of that money and allocate it towards maybe employee, contest or something. And
yeah,
I know a lot of times companies will run contests for their employees to kind of give back to them. You would also be able to allocate some of that maybe for some, marketing. That I mean, I know many companies that have over 1,000 employees. Can you imagine what that would do for
Yeah.
that company. It's kind of mind-boggling, actually. I mean, I kind of relate it to what they're doing with DOGE and looking at what they're uncovering, and I it just is jaw-dropping. And I would love to slide, a proposal across the desk, figuratively, of course, of saying, this is what you're going to be able to save by just incorporating just a different program that, maximizes your payroll. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would not want to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest objection is it's going to cost too much time and energy from HR, which that's not true. And then people think they need to switch their benefits packages or their payroll, and that's not true at all. So this everything we're talking about is just an added benefit that we can add into what you're currently offering. Give your employees more benefits, and then gain that savings. I mean, it's a win-win across the board. And then the employees, as a result of a lot of our programs, are going to make a little bit more on their paycheck every 2 weeks if you're paying them that way. So it's increase all around. So
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
yeah,
We talk about it all the time, even off air, how just incredible this is. And that number that we shared prior to coming on, which 100% retention, is unheard of. Unheard of.
yeah,
Most companies, just like you said, want to hold on to an 88% retention rate year over year, and even and it can be tough. It can be very, very tough to do that.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things. It's worth your half hour, 45 minutes to get on a call with one of us, so we can really kind of dive in a little bit deeper, and connect the two parties together, where they can really understand how the program works and just how little time would be invested on the HR side, and then what the financial benefit would be for not only the business owner but for the employee, and then that bottom line, what that yearly savings is going to be for that company.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Marcia, let me ask you. So, if someone did want to get in touch with us, what do you think is the best way for them to reach out to us?
Well, they can either get a hold of either one of us. So why don't you give them your phone number?
Yeah. My cell phone is 703-309-5543. And my website is bluewavefinancial.com. So you can always reach me there. And then
Yeah, and we'll
Marcia,
have the links in this as well
yeah, links in
on
the
that.
bottom of this.
Yep, and my cell is 413-374-2100, and it's marshallhawkinsagency.com. If you'd like to schedule a consultation, and we can explain more about the cost saving measures that we can help you incorporate into your business to improve what everyone wants to hear, your bottom line. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Elevating with Marcia and Mike. Tune in next week. We'll have another phenomenal podcast on tap for you. Make it a great week.